Even medical practitioners, is that they have to be educated on integrative health as well because their patients are searching. And if they are not the educators, if a primary care physician can at least educate somebody and work with an integrative practitioner and say, okay, well, you know what? If you're thinking about it, go and see Nurse Eboni, go and see Dr. Herold. They're working with it, they're credentialed, they can steer you in the right direction. People are going to end up going somewhere and not knowing, what's the, regulations there, what's the quality of the product. So just start with what is regenerative medicine and, why is it even important?
Well, I think you might cover this in the book as well, but one thing I wanted to say, Dr. Herold, is what I wanted to know, a question I wanted to ask is why is there not more, I guess, advertisement?
Yeah.
You never see a chiropractic commercial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are we not doing? What are we not allowed to do to get the word out?
Yeah.
How is it that they do a search and they say they're going overseas?
Yeah.
Where is that information coming from?
Yeah.
And why are we being silenced with that?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's a very good question. And, the when I worked for one company, so before I became a chiropractor, I had an internship at a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
This was maybe this is around before my master's, so around maybe 2003 through 2002, maybe around the time that I first met Joyce, right? They had a, company orientation, and within that company orientation, they were touting about the, success of the company, and they said, hey, you know what? Currently, we have five drugs that have grossed over $1 billion. 5. That was one company, right? And there's more than one company in the pharmaceutical and healthcare industry. So I said that to say that a lot of the resources and funds in healthcare, unfortunately, are backed by a lot of the entities that have the money. I'll say it that way. So that would be the insurance companies, that would be the pharmaceutical companies, that would be the the healthcare companies and things of that nature. The reason you probably don't see commercials for regenerative medicine or even chiropractic or things of that nature is one, even the successful chiropractors such as myself, I consider myself one, and some of the many other colleagues that I have, there's no pooling of resources. And even if there was, a pooling of resources, it's still not enough to match the juggernaut of finances and money that's on the other side of healthcare that helps to sway the decisions of the public to shift them towards the things that are going to be funded by the insurance companies. Because that's always the biggest question we get, right? Hey, well, if this works, if IV nutrition is good for you, and if things like stem cells and all of that stuff is good for you, well, why is it not covered by insurance, right? So it's just one of those things where there's just not, and it's even in a previous discussion or a workshop that I did, I kind of looked it up and I saw that the amount of money just that the healthcare lobby paid out to the government to enact the laws that says, okay, this is covered, this is not. That money was like tripled from, or doubled. Don't quote me on it, but it was increased significantly just from 2000 to now. So it's it is something where we are the Lone Rangers at times. It does feel like we are the Lone Rangers, but the good news is that the healthcare system, and I talk about this in the book, the healthcare system is not as patriarchal as it used to be, meaning you go to the doctor, they give you something, and that's it. You have no, you're just going to kind of follow along because that's what the doctor said. Now, even if you see the commercials, you can see how all of these commercials are saying, hey, ask your doctor about this. Ask your doctor about that. Ask your doctor if this is good for you. Ask your doctor if this is good for you. Because even the people with the money know that the power is in the hand of the patient.
That's it.
Right? And that's what I'm trying to tie into the book. The power is still in the hand of the patient because now they understand with the advent of the internet, with the advent of practitioners like us coming to the forefront and people looking at, good quality content like this and speaking to you and speaking to others. Now they're starting to research, okay, well, Nurse Eboni, she told me about some other injections I don't get. Maybe cortisone doesn't have to be the first thing that I do, right? Maybe I can do some other things like regenerative medicine, like all these other supplements to help the knee and all of that. And then they start looking it up and they start finding it. So it's important for us to really make that, do a clarion call to really just let people know that there are other options,
It is.
So, it's amazing, but that's basically what it is. But for you, how have you been able to, talk to people that are, not candidates? Because you said something real key earlier. There are people that they're not candidates. Well, based on what you've seen and the success you've had, they maybe were not candidates for, continuing to do, pain management or in surgery or anything like that. Speak to that on how you were able to, speak to that person.
Yeah. I think those people are usually in dire need.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah.
But it does bring a benefit. You know what I mean? When they've tried everything and it just hasn't worked and they're like, okay, I want to try something else. And so that's when we come in like the cavalry and save the day.
Yeah.
But we don't want to come in like the cavalry. We want to get you to in prevention time so that there's never a cavalry that really needs to come.
Wow.
But in speaking to those patients, sometimes, to be honest, Dr. Herold, it's late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got to do pain management in the way in which we can do pain management and hope that helps them. And some of them are okay with a certain type of pain level. And if we can keep them at that, I'm good with that as well.
And build up their tolerance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you asked me about regenerative medicine, human cellular tissue products, stem cells.
Mm-hmm.
They really, really help a lot with pain management.
Yeah.
Depending on the extent of the degeneration.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's why we can't wait.
That's why we can't wait. That's why we can't wait. We cannot wait. We have to do it. I think the biggest holdup with the natural medicine option is the finances.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's why insurance is so, well, I'm just going to go with what my insurance is going to cover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got to pay for this every month. I need to use it. But it's like, I tell my patients, I say, I understand that your insurance is giving you certain types of coverage.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to create a treatment plan that accommodates your insurance.
Yeah.
I'm going to accommodate the treatment plan based on what your x-rays look like, based on where you're telling me you have pain, based on your lifestyle.
Level of activity.
Based on who you take care of. I'm looking at your entire life. I'm not looking at the premium that you pay.
Wow. Yeah. And it's, one of the toughest things that I have to deal with is sometimes, because there's a difference between having access to quality health care,
right,
but then also, having good usage of the health care that you have.
Okay.
Because there's plenty of people, if we're, really telling the truth, there's so many people out there that have coverage that they're just not even using.
You're right.
And and that's a whole other segment of the population as well, where, like you said, it's like almost like people are waiting for, I don't know, the insurance company to knock on the door to say, hey, by the way, you you've paid these premiums, but you haven't even been to one doctor the whole year.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll just continue to take that premium.
Yeah.
And nobody, like you said, and that's a recurring theme. Dr. Lucy Perez said it initially, and you just confirmed it. So look at God right there.
Right.
But she said, the Calvary is not coming. And at first when she said that, I was like, what does she mean? I was like, oh yeah. In other words, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to knock on that door. You have to be the one. And I dare you to stand up. I dare you to challenge yourself to live better.
Yeah.
Right? I dare people to just, think outside the box. Challenge yourself to at least one, make it to the healthcare provider. And I address all of the, the self-talk and the negative talk that sometimes goes on with people, which prevents them from even making that first step. But making that first step. But then, even if you do have the coverage, use it, right? And then if you don't, there are plenty of, I'm sure the company that you worked for as well as mine, there's plenty of affordable care options, right? That are out there where you can still access good quality care at an affordable price, And then I challenge you again to make your healthcare a priority, because you can't say that, all right, you know what, I can't afford, I don't know, an average adjustment, maybe, in the country, let's say it's $50. Right. I can't adjust, I can't come, for $50 a month or $50 every 2 months, right? If we're just making it super plain, I can't afford $50, but yet we're looking at your clothing, we're looking at everything, we're looking at
your brunch, you at brunch.
Yeah.
At brunch, you ain't spending even $50.
You're spending $10 on coffee, right?
Period.
So where is the priority in your health? And we're not judging, but we're just saying, where our priority is, where our heart is, that's where we're going to put our finances, that's where we're going to put our resources. And it's imperative, not just on you, but on the people in your family.
That's it.
Right? Because when you're drinking the $10 cups of coffee, and you're looking at that brunch, and you're looking at you, and we're eating out with fast food, well, that's a whole other conversation. When we're talking about preventable diseases and all of that. But if we just look at the month and and that's one of the things I talk about. Like, we have to prioritize healthcare, and the way we first start prioritizing it, we can't just say, I want to be healthy. What is your money telling you? Right. If your words are saying, I want to be healthy, but your wallet is saying, I want to eat out every 3 days a week, and I want to drink coffee, and I want to do this, and I want to do all these things that are adverse to my health, then we're lying to ourselves.
Right.
We're lying to ourselves. And that's what I think sometimes the frustration comes in with practitioners like us, because we see that. And of course, that's why we got to have these conversations, right?
Yeah.
Because I'll talk to you about it. I'm not going to cover patient. I'm not going to say, God, let me see.
I will.
Yeah, you're better than me. You're better than me. But it's one of those things where if we don't have that hard conversation with them, who will? Right?
Nobody's going to have that hard conversation with them. And I just wanted to speak to the point about taking charge of their health. A lot of times what I see in practice as well is people retire.
Oh, see, that's another common theme. Talk about it. Talk about it, because it was just said in the previous Dear Champion. But go ahead, talk about it. Because it's a very common theme. People need to know. Yeah.
It's like
you
retire and you want to live life then. And your body is not even in a position to live the life that you want to live. You can't get on a cruise ship with a cane and a wheelchair and a walker and really have a good time. And enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself. We have to retrain minds. We have to retrain perspectives. Until we do that, we're gonna be the cavalry.
Yeah. We have to.
And I think that's what the book is talking about.
Yeah.
We have to reset mindsets. We have to do it.
And it starts one patient at a time, and it starts one person at a time. And Dare to Live Well is that's me sending out the cavalry to whoever wants it. But it's really telling you, one, nobody's coming to save you. The decision is yours. It's up to you. Your healthcare decisions make such a huge impact on everybody around you. And there are great providers out there that need to be on your healthcare team, right? So
what I wanted to say, you said, this is why you wrote the book. like this is the Calvary.
Yeah.
But I wanted to speak to the point of, as a chiropractor and as a nurse practitioner, we can't be everywhere.
And
Like you have a purpose and I have a purpose, and part of your purpose was this book. Your hands can't touch everybody,
can.
but your voice and the words that you have written in Dare to Live Well, it can.
Yeah.
It can reach the masses.
Wow.
And so I just wanted to tell you that I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you wrote this book. You took the time out to put those words in this book to help motivate. It can reach every individual in the world.
Yeah.
If it's on Amazon, if it's, an Audible, whatever it is. And so I'm just proud of you.
Thank you
know
so
what
much.
I mean? And I'm so thankful that you just took the time to write it and share your wealth of knowledge, because you can't adjust everybody.
Yeah. And it's funny that was one of the major points in my life. The reason I even, like, that concept that you just said, like, oh my gosh, I can't touch everybody, was during the pandemic, where, my schedule was reduced to, where 90% of my schedule just disappeared.
Wow.
Right? And not only as a practitioner, but as a business owner,
Right.
I was just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And the joy that I had with, laying hands on people and working with people and seeing people get better, I said, the thought came like, oh my God, what if I'm never able to adjust somebody again? What am I gonna do? What if I can't be one-on-one? Hey, Ebony has a problem, let me help her get better. Hey, so-and-so has a problem. Because at that point, remember at one point during the pandemic, nobody knew what was going on.
Right.
And that's where the thought and, the unction kind of came from the Lord, where it was like, you gotta write everything down. You gotta write everything down.
Make it plain.
And make it plain.
That's
right?
it.
And that's what I said, okay, you know what, if I'm unable to reach people, my words can, and this book can. And that's what led me to, and I mean, even before I came up with the title, started talking about the healthcare system. And can you even imagine, during the pandemic, one of the greatest things that shook the world, it wasn't a world war, it wasn't, any type of education or any other industry, it was within the healthcare industry where the whole world got turned upside down. And how we think about health and how our mindset was with health came to the forefront. And that's what also caused a lot of division and schisms and all of these things that happen in the country. So I had to at least be the clear mind and the clear voice to just say, okay, listen, it's not about if you're on this side or that side, it's about living well to the best of your ability and making sure that you have the right people in front of you, you have the right healthcare team, the right people on your healthcare team, you're making the right decisions that impact other people, and live your best life, because we are living longer.
Yeah.
You only have one body to take care of.
That's it. You said it was our prized possession. That's it. I am hoping, that you go on a world book tour.
Oh, thank you.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Whatever you can set up through chiropractic colleges, schools of medicine, whatever it is, churches,
Yeah.
get this book out.
Yeah.
Take it across all the 50 states. You don't know what's gonna happen. Get on YouTube. Do talks. Hey, I'm talking about chapter 1 today.
Yeah.
Get it out there
Yeah.
so that you can help people.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of your family. I'm proud of your practice. I'm proud of just what you're doing.
Man, and I just want to say before we close that I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
You are an overcomer and a conqueror in every step.
Please don't make me cry.
Of
Please.
the way. I'm gonna get a little biblical, because what I'm seeing is when there were 3 Hebrew boys in the fire, and life, and because of their decisions and life and all of that, it threw them into a fiery furnace. One, when they were in there was somebody else in there, and it looked like the Son of God. And then 2, when they came out, they didn't smell like smoke.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Your life is such a memorial for the Lord, because I know how you live and I know that you want to help every single person. And I just wanted to, as I was driving here, I just wanted to speak into you to let you know that God is going to grant you the desires of your heart.
Yes,
And you're not going to smell like smoke. You do not smell like smoke. There's no smoke on you. Like, your life is so much more ahead of you, and you are an amazing individual. And I'm always going to look for ways for us to work together in the
work
future,
together, connect,
right? Because it's such a
definitely.
lifeline. So,
Yeah.
listen, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
If anybody wanted to get in touch with you through State of the Body LLC, is there a page? Is there a way that they could kind of connect with you if they wanted any, to your services?
Definitely. Everything is currently under construction.
Under construction, okay.
Under construction. So we'll leave it there. But once we're up and running,
Okay.
I can definitely relay that information to you, and then they can get in contact, because I already know, although I'm starting up this functional medicine business,
Yeah.
and it's a business. It's
Yes.
going to be a little rough.
Yeah, that's all right.
But I do believe that my services, they're going to come knocking.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
they're going to come knocking,
That is
and I'm not prepared for them to knock just yet.
Yeah.
Just yet.
Yeah.
So once
I
I'm
got
up and
you.
running, I will let you know.
Well, then come see me.
Come see him in the meantime.
and then in the meantime,
Right.
once the door's open,
Once the door's open.
we have to keep it like this so they
Yes.
don't bust in there.
Yes.
But that's
Yes.
amazing. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Thank
Listen,
you.
and for more information, please go to daretolivewell.com for more information, more clips on other Dare Champion interviews. This was an amazing interview. There's so much more resources there. There's ways you can get the book. And even as Eboni was saying, if you did want to book myself for, let's just say, a health talk or a presentation or anything like that, you'll find ways to do that as well.
Yes.
So thank you so much. I'm so excited to get this word out and to get the content of this book out. So let's keep, daring to live well.
Yes.
I dare you. God bless.